Here's a problem right here. The function is x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9x plus 18. Okay? How many solutions do you think this problem has? 3. It's x cubed. There's going to be 3 solutions. Hey, look at this graph over here. How many solutions does it have? 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, solutions, roots, x-intercepts, those all mean the same thing. Our job today is to decide, given a number, is it a solution for that graph? Is it an x-intercept? Is it a root? Okay, so the way we're going to do that today is something called synthetic division. Okay, that's what we're going to do. You've done it before. It's really not that fancy. It looks way fancier than it is. All we are doing in this problem, if we are trying to find if x equals 2 is a root, technically all we are doing is plugging in 2 and seeing if we get 0. If we get 0, it's yep. If not, it's no. Okay, but we're going to use a method to help us figure that out. Okay, so this is synthetic division. To do synthetic division, you need to make a box on your paper like that and at this beautiful line. Let's see what we can do. Here's how synthetic division works. We're going to put a box in a line on our paper. Okay, it's just like setting up any type of long division problem or anything. You do some stuff to set it up. Then we're going to look at the leading coefficients from our polynomial. Okay, when I say that, I mean what number is in front of each x. So x cubed, what number is in front of x cubed? It's a 1. Okay, and then negative 2x squared, so obviously that's negative 2. And then negative 9x, so that's negative 9. And then positive 18, so it's 18. Everybody good there? Next thing we need to do is we need to put a number in this box up here. Okay, right here. I need to put a number in that box. We're going to put whatever number we are checking in the box. So in this problem, we are trying to see if x equals 2 is a root. We're trying to see if we cross the x-axis at 2. So what number do you think is going to go in the box? 2. Okay, here's how synthetic division works. Okay, here's how synthetic division works. We are going to take the first number and bring it down. So in this case, this number 1 comes straight down here. So it's a 1 right underneath. Whatever number is on bottom then, we are going to multiply by whatever number's in our box. So when that number goes to the bottom, I'm going to multiply by whatever number's in the box. So what's 2 times 1 going to get me? And I'm going to take that number and write it up and to the right. I'm going to stack it under the next number. Okay? Now that they're stacked, okay, when we have numbers stacked in math class, we combine them, either adding or subtracting. So I have negative 2 and 2. What happens when I put those two things together? That's 0. It's written on bottom. So when the number's written on bottom, what am I supposed to do? Multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply this by 2. What's 0 times 2? 0, and I'm going to write it up and to the right. Hey, those numbers are stacked. When they're stacked, I'm combining them together. So negative 9 and 0. That's negative 9. Hey, it's written on bottom. So when it's written on bottom, I multiply. 2 times negative 9. Negative 18. Hey, those numbers are stacked. I'm going to put them together. 18 and negative 18. We're going to put them together, and we get 0. Okay? 0 is your best friend. If you get 0 for that last number, that means when you plug in that answer, you get 0. Or in other words, is x equals to a root? Yes, it is. Because when I plugged in 2 into this problem, I got a 0, which means yes, it's a root, it's a 0, it's an x-intercept. Does that make sense, the basic concept of what we did? Let me show you eventually what we're going to get to today. This is all well and good. Yep, super. I got 0. Here's what this means. We started off with x cubed. How many answers did you say we were going to have if it was an x cubed problem? 3. We found one of them. 2 is one of my answers. So how many answers do I have left? I have 2 more answers. These numbers down here are not gibberish. Okay? These help me to find the other two answers. It was an x cubed problem. This 1 left over means 1x squared. Okay, this 0 means 0x. And that's just a number, -9. Or in other words, x squared minus 9. To find the other two answers, all we have to do is solve that thing right there. X squared minus 9. What do I do to solve it? Equals 0. X squared is 9. So x equals what? Plus and minus 3. Oh, yeah. And that answer we already found. 2. Those are our three answers to this problem. 3, -3, and 2. Hey, let's look at this graph that we have here. Here's my graph over here. I cross the x-axis at 3, -3, and 2. It did exactly what I said. It was x cubed. I had 3 answers. When I plugged in, I got 0, and then I solved the rest of the way. Kind of makes sense, the basic process. And that's more advanced than we're even going to get to here in the first one.